So then my heart starts to like, oh no, what's going on? Got my helpers here, Luna and Violet. Look how gigantic this one is. Hello friends, and welcome to day 7 of Mark being gone on a moose hunt. And the last about 12 hours have been quite eventful. I feel like I've been hit by like an emotional, physical train. Oh. Let's rewind a little bit. Yesterday's video was very fun and lighthearted. We went and got fast food for dinner and shared the prices and what's available here in Alaska. But in case you missed that, I'll just catch you up on where we are for the moose hunt. So yesterday, woke up, it was about 37 degrees outside, which is chilly. And so we are going to freeze soon. That's one thing that happened yesterday. I did wake up migraine free yesterday, so got past my monthly migraine. Hallelujah. That felt really good. Got myself dressed, had a busy day cleaning, working, doing all the things. It was a beautiful afternoon. As the older boys were at their cross country, the younger boys finished their homework, so I took the younger 2 boys and Violet to the skate park so that Weston could ride his new BMX bike. And I took Violet for a walk around the parking lot while the boys played. So we had a really nice evening. Then we went out to do our fast food dinner. And when we came home, it was time to put Violet down for bed. Hi, baby. She knows I'm talking about her. Can you see this beautiful girl back here sitting up by herself playing? Hi, sweetie. Yes. So it was about 8:30. I started putting Violet down for bed. You feed her a bottle, changed her, all that stuff. And as I was rocking her, I get a text from Mark's sister. That's not even right. She was calling me. And because Violet was just about asleep, I just put it, I canceled it. And then she called again. And I just put it to voicemail. And then I texted her. I said, I will call you back in 5 minutes. Just need to lay Violet down. Well, she messages me back and says, I need Mark's GPS phone number. Please send that to me. I was like, okay. So I sent that to her. And then she sent me a message saying that Ben, who Mark is hunting with, had pushed his SOS button on his GPS. And so the park service that is in charge of search and rescue was trying to get a hold of him. So then my heart starts to like, oh no, what's going on? And I'm thinking back, when did I hear from Mark? At 4:30 in the afternoon is the last time I heard from him. It is now about 9 o'clock at night. So I quickly send Mark a message like, please let us know you're okay. Don't hear anything back, which is very normal. We usually only message once or twice a day, but there's just something a little bit different about somebody in the hunting party pushing the SOS button and then nobody being able to get a hold of them. Hello, Luna.
Hey, sweetheart. Yeah.
So I give her the information. I immediately start thinking, okay, what can I do to help this situation? So I put Violet down and then I went and I called our other friend that had been hunting with them and said, hey, when's the last time you heard from them? Do you have any other contact information? Because there's now 3 guys out there. I didn't have the GPS information for the 3rd guy hunting. His name is Cody. So it was like, Paul contacted Cody's wife. We contacted the park service. He started putting things into motion because he knows how things can go out there. All the meanwhile, we're all just really hoping that the SOS button was pushed on accident, but not being able to hear from any of them after the SOS button was pushed was kind of just like, ugh, what's going on? So Violet's down for bed. Now it's time for me to get the rest of the boys down for bed, which is later than normal. We did our scripture study, prayer, got the little 2 boys to bed. And then the older 2 boys were up doing their evening stuff, like, making lunches and finishing homework and all that stuff. And they could kind of tell something was wrong because at this point I was trying to get onto Mark's iPad and, see if I could log into his GPS tracker and ping it just to get like an updated location on them. Let's move this down so we can see Luna and Violet. So I was trying to get into that, which at this point made me realize like I just don't have access to things of Mark's. I trust him completely. I know how to get on his iPad, but like getting into his email, getting into his GPS tracker. I was like, I don't have passwords for any of these things. So that was a good reminder to me to maybe get a list of those kind of things just in case of emergency so that I can get on and communicate in different ways if necessary. Oh, so the boys could tell something was wrong. And so they're like, Mom, what is going on? So I said, well, Uncle Ben pushed his SOS button and they can't get a hold of them. Nobody was responding. The last time we've heard from them, at this point, I'd heard 6:30. Cody sent his wife a message saying, almost done with the moose. But that's the last any of us had heard of anybody except Ben's SOS button at around 8:50. They contacted his wife, Sarah. At this point, I didn't really want to tell the older boys because Bennett, I know, would really worry and have a hard time sleeping, but they just knew something was wrong. You can't really hide that. And he's like, well, we better pray, Mom. And I said, yep, I've been praying, but all the prayers are good. So I could hear them kind of out here speculating, and I just did what I could to try and like get any more information, which was nothing. So at this point, I was pretty upset. I just like, my heart was like, I just was running through like, I didn't even get up with Mark when he left. We just said goodbye like from bed, and I just have missed him and I love him so much. You know, you love your spouse and you just want them to be safe, and your brain starts to be like, well, why did he push his and nobody else pushed theirs and nobody's responding, and maybe it's just in their backpacks and they're sitting around the campfire and they have no idea all of us are here worrying. Sometimes having that connection and then you don't have the connection can be really like, it just like gets to you. So I just did my best to just distract myself, listen to my audiobook. And at 10:48 at night, I get the generic response from Mark's GPS tracker. Everything's okay, just checking in. Weight off my shoulders. I relay that to our friend Paul. Paul calls the Park Service, lets them know that we've at least had contact with them, so they don't need to send out a search team. You know, it's dark at this point, so there was nothing really they could do yet. But, you know, on this moose hunt, they're boating, they're flying, they're out in the middle of bear and wolf country. So your brain can start to just like really unravel very quickly. So I was very relieved to hear from Mark. Wrote back to him and said, well, why did Ben push his SOS button and still didn't hear anything? Just got that one generic response. We looked up where they were on the map. They weren't where we thought they should be. So I still don't know if something has happened because they didn't make their way all the way back to camp. Maybe they moved camp and we don't know it. Oh, are you singing? Yeah, maybe they moved camp. Anyways, this is the reality sometimes. This has happened a few times where you're just like, oh, what's going on? We don't know. When they're hunting, there's just a lot of unknowns. When I went moose hunting, we got the moose the first day, and then we got fogged in for like 4 or 5 days. So you just are up against the elements. Very little communication. So by about 11:30, I was able to just drift off to sleep using an audiobook to distract my brain. And of course, then Violet woke up. She's been sleeping really well, but something woke her up. So I went in and had to rock her back to sleep. And at 12:15, I got another message from Mark from his GPS tracker saying, hitting the SOS button was a mistake. We're fine. Sorry. And that's pretty much it. Violet did wake up about 4:30 in the morning, and usually she just has a bottle and goes back to bed. She was ready to party after that bottle, so she was up till about 5:30 or 6. So like I said, I've just felt like I've been hit by a bus or a train these last 12 hours. I'm so grateful that they're okay. I'm looking forward to having some updates today on what's going on. Oh, as I'm sitting here talking to you, just checking in, everything is okay. That's all I can ask for at this point. We'll see if they are now back at their camp. So who knows what happened? Maybe the tracker just got behind and couldn't keep up with, I don't know. It's usually pretty accurate, but they're back at camp. Everything's okay. hopefully they're going for another moose, but if something like traumatic happened last night and they just are ready to come home, that would be fine too. It is very foggy here this morning, so I'm not sure flying home would even be in the cards. I'll bring you along today, let you know what happens, and just, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. I've thought about going shopping. I thought about just doing some more cleaning around the house. Little Miss here is going to need a nap here pretty soon. So as she naps, maybe I'll do some cleaning and then maybe we'll take a little adventure this afternoon. How about it? Love you. Violet and I have got the cold that her brothers had a little bit. We're not bad. It's just, you might hear it in my throat a little bit today. She's got a little bit of a stuffy nose. We're doing all right, but that's added to it too, huh? She's still happy. You talking? Yes. Mm-hmm. What else? Do you want a bottle? Let's get you a bottle. All right, friends. Thanks for sticking with me through this the week of having Mark away. Oh, now she's talking to Luna. She's talking to the kitty. You see your kitty? Yeah. Yeah. You get a kitty? Yeah. Mwah. I have been putting my laundry away for days. I don't know why. Probably just because I've been exhausted. Got my helpers here, Luna and Violet. Let's get this laundry put away. I can't imagine what's kept me from doing it these past few days. As far as Alaska brands go, AK Republic is one of my favorite. If you saw our fair videos, I bought the boys several things there, hats and Mark a shirt. I never showed that I bought this sweatshirt. Somehow didn't make it onto camera, but it's super cute. It says Wild and Free Alaska. I'm in my purple era. And then I did also have somebody ask about our merch. So this is like a shirt. This is the deluxe cotton t-shirt. This is my favorite one because it's more of a softer material. I'll link that down in the description below. It's kind of a print on demand kind of company. So you just go on and pick what you want our logo on and then they'll send it straight to you. We get like $2 if you buy one. So really don't feel like you need to buy one. It's not putting a bunch of money in our pocket, but if you've ever wanted to wear a This Alaska Life shirt or hat or something, or we also have Alaska Boys on there. It's called Spread Shirt, I think. I'll put it down in the description below. So you need to be on camera anytime I talk. AK Republic ships, that's why I'm showing you this. So if you ever wanted Alaska merch, AK Republic. I'm working on getting some more raspberries freeze dried. I picked those a couple days ago. Put them in the fridge. We've been eating on them, but they're gonna start going bad. And so I just decided they're going into the freeze dryer. Look how gigantic this one is. Like this is like a normal one. Some of them are just huge. Kids love snacking on these. Other people also said, hey, you should try and chocolate dip the freeze dried ones, which I think is a fun idea. So let's freeze dry another batch. let it do its thing for the next 24 hours. Well, friends, I never really got the burst of energy I was hoping for today. Did get some projects done for work, did a little bit of cleaning, tried to take a nap, but Mark called me. Oh man, they've got a lot of work ahead of them. They got to get the moose meat out of camp by boat, airplane, and car. So they are in the process of doing that right now. They're making some flights to the car that Uncle Ben drove, and then there's not going to be enough time to get everything out. So tomorrow, as long as the weather holds out, they will fly home. If not, they'll just fly to the closest place that they can that has, service or has an airport, and then they'll get weather updates from there. It's just tricky because there's not a lot of information they can get. There is like a post office / library that they've been able to get online and get the weather. That's where he called me from, but they have to take a boat ride to get to that. So it's not just like you can just get in there whenever you want. So, and it has to be open hours, and it's not open on the weekends. So a little bit tricky when you're out in the middle of nowhere, Alaska. Oh, I got the full story. The DeLorme, the GPS tracker was on a backpack, and the backpack was full of moose meat, and then that backpack got put on the bottom of the boat. Usually you have to like slide something over and push it, and so it's a little bit tricky, but there's a default setting that if you hold the button down for 30 seconds, it will send out that SOS signal. So they had it down on the bottom of the boat, going along their merry little way, and had no idea that all of us were at home freaking out, imagining them floating down the river without their GPSs. That's kind of where my mind had gone. So when he called me today, I said, "You're back from the dead." Not really, but that's kind of how it felt. I can laugh about it now, but I was pretty sad last night and upset, just really praying that everything was okay. So I just felt emotionally drained from that, but also just tired from being home with the kids all week by myself and, keeping everything going. So yeah, it's a lot of work even when Mark is here. So I really have tried to do things to make things easier on myself, make it a little more fun for the kids. I'm so grateful it's Friday because that means that the younger boys do not have any homework. We're gearing up for more cross country tomorrow. We can relax a little bit tonight, maybe watch a movie. So yeah, not an exciting day. I thought, I'll go decorate for fall, or I'll do some more cleaning. I got my laundry put away, and then my dad called me and wanted to chat, and then Violet needed to eat and go for another nap. So the day just was gone. Anyways, little boys are home from school. The other two are at cross country, or actually still in school. It just seems crazy they're still in school, but my mind is still getting wrapped around their new schedules. That's the latest and greatest. Mark is in the air right now, transferring moose meat. I did hear from the other wife that they were going to send out the search and rescue at first light. So thankfully, the other guys looked at their GPSs, and they ended up just kind of hanging out along the side of the river bank at night, from what I can understand, because it got too dark. So anyways, I'm glad they're okay. And I'm glad we're going to have some moose meat in the freezer. This messy dresser has been bugging me. So one more thing I can check off my list. And I was so happy to find all these GoPro batteries because I couldn't find any today that weren't dead. They were all sitting here and behind a pile of stuff. So I'm gonna go put them where they belong. I'm actually feeling a little pep in my step now that I got to talk to Mark and just know that he's gonna be home in the next, hopefully 48 hours. It just feels like, okay, gotta get things ready so we can process. Something was smelling funky in the diaper bag. I think a bottle spilled at some point. So we're doing a little clean out of the diaper bag. Okay, gonna let that dry before we shove it back in. Oh, friends, day 7, I was feeling it today. It took pretty much all day to kind of like release that tension of last night. Talking to Mark twice really helped because, you know, I just love him so much, and I 100% support this moose hunting, but I was scared last night, and I'm just so grateful that he's okay. And that the other guys are okay too. It was all of them. I was just like, oh, all these wonderful men, husbands, fathers, like, they need to be okay. So just try to take it easy today. Get a few small projects done. I feel like I accomplished that. And we made it through a full week. The kids did great in school. They made it to school every day on time. And we just survived and thrived. I think we have accomplished that. Now, Mark is back in camp tonight. He said that he is going to give it one last effort tomorrow morning to call that moose back in, because it's getting so close to freezing at night, and that freezing sometimes like turns on the mating of the bulls. So he's like, maybe tomorrow morning I can call in that moose. If he did that, he would probably not get home until late Sunday, because he would still like to get a moose and not have to split one with the other guys. But we'll be fine either way. Where they were finding the moose now was 26 miles up a river. They don't have time to go back all the way up there. So it would have to be right in camp or very close to it. Otherwise, they are trying to leave around 11 o'clock tomorrow and fly more meat out. I mean, fly camp out, like take down camp and fly out with everything. Man, words are hard sometimes. And then it would take him pretty much all day to get back. So the earliest we would see him is tomorrow night and maybe Sunday. We've got a busy day again tomorrow of cross-country running. The race that is being run tomorrow, they invited the top middle school boys from, I don't know from how many schools, but Bennett School was included in it, to come and run in the open race with the high schoolers. So Hunter and Bennett will actually be running together tomorrow. And I think it'll be really interesting to see how these faster runners push Bennett. Lots of discussions around here about how we're dealt different cards and we play to our strengths. Bennett is a faster runner. Hunter is stronger. So he's really good at skiing and he has really good technique at skiing. And right now, Bennett is just found his stride in running. They're both doing amazing. There's nothing to say that Hunter is not doing amazing as well. I just am so proud of both of them, but it's going to be interesting to see how it goes tomorrow. So we bring you along for hopefully just one more day. I do hope that Mark gets a moose, but I'm also really excited for him to come home. So whatever happens, we'll just take it in stride and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for spending time with me this week. It really has been a lot of fun to have you along. We'll see you again real soon for more of This Alaska Life.